Good morning, everybody. These doggies have been seeking shelter here because we have received rain. And when that happens, they try to be here. This one here, by the way, this one here, Franz, is a little bit ill. Flies are the deadliest animals on this planet, and they have done something very, very, very bad. His ear, maybe I can show you that, is quite affected because fly larvae have emerged inside of his ear, and I've been treating him the last 2 days. That happens when they fight. They bite each other, and at some point a fly might lay eggs, and then this problem happens. That way people also lose sheep and even cows. We've had that. So a minor injury can become deadly very quickly. But he's getting over this. He's a bit slim now because the heat and this problem caused that he did not want to eat. But now he's in much better shape than before. Being eaten alive is not a good thing. Franz? And they try to lick each other when that happens also. So that's part of it. And this is not a problem that only we have. All these mastiff dogs that live out in the countryside, they do the same. They attack, they fight, they practice, and it's always the other dog. They are siblings, but that doesn't mean anything, because as adults it's just the other dog. That is dog's life. And we have some puddles here and over there. So it did rain. I cannot tell how much, but the sky is looking like it might rain a little bit more. At least it's in the forecast for later. So it's a lucky day. No need to irrigate. This is how it looks like here in this garden patch. We've been talking about some ideas to take another step. So one thing is we want to use cattle panel and put them here a little bit in, and then plant some beans there. But looking closely, as there are 3 trees that are sticking out here, might be a challenge, because of course these trees, they should grow. But maybe in between we can do something. And then of course in this open area here we can chop and drop and maybe use the old power harrow that we have and improve this a little bit, or just put it on the ground. Probably smarter. I will probably send this video out before we actually do this, so come up with some suggestion, please. Now this is before the act, so now it makes a lot of sense to ask for advice and suggestions. So let me know what you think, what the next step here could be now that the rain is back. So I'll show you this in a little bit more detail so that you have an idea about the current state of this. Of course, now with the rain the temperatures also go down, which means that the vetiver here will soon show its autumn colors, which means I am feeling cold. the plant will not die, but it will stop growing. And the same goes probably for the okra over there. So let me walk you around a little bit more. Here is the other patch. The interesting thing is, we had installed the drip irrigation where each tree has a little sprinkler, and somehow that caused that all the other things, especially the sun hemp, is also growing quite a bit. So now that it rained, it looks very nice, but it also did nice before the rain. Yeah, it looked nice before the rain. So now that these plants have established and they have tap roots, apparently they can also tap into the water that we provide the tree. So what happened maybe a week after we installed this drip irrigation and stopped irrigating on top. It's more water because we have this open an hour, and also it is a tiny stream that comes out of these sprinklers. It is quite a bit, and I would think it is more than what we can provide manually with a hose, because you get tired standing here for quite a time. So this is more, and even this guy here is now taking off. So we're going to continue with our exploration. Once these trees have lost their leaves, we will then do the technical cut. Mark the position of these with a little flag so that we can see and maintain this area free of plants that might take over, because the idea is the tree should then re-emerge when we are back at higher temperatures. That will be by the end of April, beginning of May. The tomatoes here, they are growing well. It dribbles again, so I might have to seek shelter because of the camera. There you see tomatoes, and the other ones over here. See how I get to the other side. Probably here is a path that I can take. Yeah. And you can see that this type of watering with that hose there and the little sprinklers works quite well. And all the sun hemp around, that was very short, is now quite tall, and I might have to cut it again so that the tree stays on top. This also has taken off, so it's a very good thing. I can still show you a little bit more. Everything is kind of slimy now, so I have to step carefully. So this little jungle here is also very good. And here the stuff that used to be here before is also coming up. I mean this here. Yeah, that is the thing. And let me ask a clarifying question. Is that this edible variety of wild spinach? You have been talking about this, some of you. So here you have a close-up, and it's only that plant and nothing else, so we cannot confuse it. And what we also have, the raised bed here. There's an okra flower that is emerging, and the beans have been getting green again, and they have flowers, and soon there will be more beans. So this is a very interesting variety of a type of white bean that can be stored as long-term storage when it's dry. We have not tasted them yet, but we could certainly cook something with it. But that's the thing why I was thinking we should now plant a lot of these, because they are now growing again until the frost might then kill them. But the frost we expect between January and February. So if we act quickly and place a number of them, these have provided the seeds, then we may add some nitrogen into the soil and have more biomass, obviously. And as you can see, I definitely need to harvest these okra, because once they're getting bigger, they are getting hard, woody, and it tastes awfully. So, because you can't chew it. It's just a piece of wood that you have in your mouth, basically. So not recommended. But when they are small and tender, then this is quite interesting. It's my first time eating okra. Not done this before. The basil is making flowers, so I probably want to clip them so that it gets more bushy. Or else, this is what happens. So the Thai basil is making flower heads very, very quickly. When they are small, you can still chop them and use them. That's not a problem. Taste is there. The chive is now making bigger, how do you call this? So it's kind of a leaf, but not sure how you call this properly for chive. But it's tasty. So yeah, definitely. No, it's the best thing. And here we have some sort of a chili. I would assume this will not mature and provide a harvest, but seed lying around, and I tried to put something here. And there is something else. We will see if it's what I seeded or something else. So it's a rainy day. There is some solar production, but it's minimal over there, but at least the panels are now clean. And soon, probably in October, we will be building a roof there. A roof and an open barn, so to say. So it has two objectives. I talked about this, I guess. So one is so that all these panels and more panels, 3 times as much, are in a safe place and are installed properly, because this is a temporary thing that we have been using this way now for years, and it makes no sense. So now we definitely need to fix this. And the other thing is Sakahawaya there should then also move into this new place once we have it. So this is something that Angel and I will do between ourselves. It's made of wood, but the posts are not in the ground. We set them on little footings made out of these blocks, so that they are not touching the ground. It will be pressure treated wood, but still I think it's a good idea not to place them into the ground. And our ground is a challenging thing anyway, so we rather use the backhoe, dig a little hole, and then build a column out of these blocks. And on top of that, which has some rebars in it, sorry, we will then have a good footing for the posts. I did not expect to see water there, but you can see that this is not completely dry, or has not been completely dry before it rained. The cracks mean that there's still some moisture, and the plants also indicate. But of course our water level is not at 3.5 meters anymore. It went lower. How low, I can't tell, but it definitely went lower. So now, with more rain, it is now time to fill this up, and hopefully we get a chance to take some of this material out and use it to finish filling up the garden area. We would have done this already, but one of the hydraulic hoses of the backhoe has a leak and we were unable to remove it. Wrong tool, and so we need to do that, and then we can actually use the backhoe again. One of the little things that stops you in your tracks.